Hello, hello. Good morning and welcome to Friday, the 20th of March. I'd like to pay my respects to the spirits of the land where it is grey. It is very, very grey and cold today. All right, I do have extreme bed head, so hence the hat again, guys. All right, it's the last day of Pisces. Oh, how good does that feel? It has been an absolute challenge. I was going to say shit show, and it sort of has been because we've also had that. We've also got my blah blah Mercury retrograde. So Mercury is going to go direct in 23 hours. All right, so we have less than one day. It is currently at 8 degrees and 31 seconds, and it goes direct at 8 degrees and 29 seconds. So we've just got the tiniest little bit more movement, and then it will unfold into its normal, regular, scheduled programming, and we might be able to get back to some drive and enthusiasm. I mean, it's definitely been a very challenging month, um, spiritually, subconsciously. I'm sure you've been doing the work in a way that you never would have thought that you'd been doing the work. All right, so lots of, I mean, obviously reflective, retrospective, reactive, all the words, which, they are positive, but with that much water, it just gets a bit much, doesn't it? I've got this annoying little sunbeam, and I know it's like the universe, but it's just annoying me. Now I've got two. Now I've got two. All right. You're just going to have to deal with the guides coming through today. All right. So, what has the last month of Pisces shown you? 29 degrees, and we are trying to figure out which lessons need to be packed away and completed before the sun moves into Aries tomorrow. This is the last breath of the zodiac. What old ego systems must dissolve so a new spiritual reality can take over? Allow your inner guides to direct this so that, allow your inner guides to direct this new growth so that your inner warrior knows where it's headed. All right, so um, now we don't actually have the moon doing any. Oh, actually, sorry, no. The moon is now in Aries, all right? So it's about 10 degrees. Actually, let me have a look. All right, so the moon is at 10 degrees, but we have the sun at 29, Neptune at 1 of Aries, Saturn at 4 of Aries. Like I said, the moon at 10, Venus at 16, and Chiron at 25, just freshly into 25 degrees. So there is now, we've got that big chunky blob of energy all in Aries, but the sun maybe it feels like you've been wading through the marsh, and there you go. I just had the imagery of, when the fish finally walked up onto land and we became person. I was going to say man, but so I don't know, maybe this is feeling like the natural evolution that you're getting to. All right, because there's quite a lot of stuff saying, this is the way. um but the sun's just starting to catch up now. Maybe we had to do all of that internal reinforcement so that we knew that this was the path that we wanted to be on, and this is what we were willing to fight for, and all those type of things. So it's been very interesting. All right, so like I said, the moon is conjunct Venus. That will be exact at 8 p.m. Now at 5 p.m., the moon in Aries will be square Jupiter. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe there'll be some personal responsibilities that, maybe you're a little bit frustrated, or vice versa. Maybe there's some expectations that you have to go and do something and you don't want to. I don't know. Just there's that 5 p.m. mark. Maybe it's you getting home, Jupiter in Cancer, and just going, oh, and letting all of that tension go. Maybe you go home and you need to, I don't know, box it out to release the week's tension so that you can relax at home. Anyway, you can see what I mean by that 5 o'clock. There's a tension that's got something to do with home, family of origin, and you maybe not getting as far ahead as you wanted to, or something like that. All right. Now, in the sky, we have the sun is conjunct that Neptune Saturn. So, again, we've just got to get through this last little bit of fog or, clear the thought processes that give you the discipline and determination to just keep trying. Even if you don't feel like you quite know what you're doing, just keep going. It's that steady, consistent effort that is going to get you where you want to go. All right. And also, the sun is now sextile Pluto, which is always awesome. Pluto's always awesome. So that you can expect some, I don't know, truth, clarity. Um, oh, my brain is saying initiation. And maybe some sort of initiatory rites. I don't know. That actually fits. Pluto is the occult and magic and those deep secrets that are kept. Maybe that initiation into something new. I don't know. Actually works with Neptune in Aries too. Some sort of initiatory rites of passage. Maybe I don't know. That fit. All right. So Mercury not making any applying aspects. Venus not making any applying aspects. Mars trine Jupiter. Still pretty good. Mars is in Pisces though. So maybe he's trying to force these last, when I'm saying these Jupiter and Cancer stuff, I just keep meaning that we've got these, we've got these ancestral family ties, how you're nurturing, like what is your nurturing nature? All right, with Jupiter and Cancer, it's above and beyond. So, maybe some of those, maybe that square to Jupiter with the moon is the expectation is too much. So maybe Mars in Pisces that is trying to, I feel like he's trying to really force the energy out. Um, because he really does want people to achieve, but in this watery realm, it's like you got to swim harder. I don't know. I don't actually. When does he move? He moves into Aries on the 10th of April. All right, so that's awesome. We've still got so long. We've still got like 3 weeks of Mars in Pisces or something like that, close to 3 weeks. So I don't know. So Mars trine Jupiter is still nice as well. But Jupiter is also not talking to anyone. Now, the close one we do have is Saturn, and Saturn sextile Pluto is less than 1 degree now. All right. So Saturn in Aries, Pluto in Aquarius in a sextile. All right. So there's an opportunity, Saturn in Aries, to forge ahead down a new road that you might not be comfortable with. And then Pluto is also there going this way to the future. What are the things that you have to move yourself through? All right. So there is that disciplined action to maybe figure out what the secrets are. There's Pluto as well. Yeah, again, can you see how it's still a very, I mean, everything is like here, your thoughts are everything. Your thoughts are your reality. Full stop. All right, so astrology just gives you the symbolism to figure out where the energy needs to be looked at, so those things can be resolved, so you can move on to the next lesson. In a nutshell. So yeah, so I really like this Saturn Pluto being quite close. Actually, let's just have one more look here and see what about the other guys. All right, so Saturn and Pluto are at 57 seconds. Everyone else is over 3 degrees. Yes, yeah. So like Neptune, Pluto are 3.5. Uranus, Pluto are 6.5. So those still got a fair bit to go. But that other stuff is how are you utilizing that sextile? Right? Because remember, sextile's an opportunity available. It's not as easy as the trine, which is an easy flow like a slippery dip. The sextile you actually have to hand crank. So, again, what are the lessons? Actually, I'll just give you one example or two examples because astrology is all about examples. All right. Last night, 6 o'clock. All right. So that was when the moon was conjunct Neptune. I went shopping yesterday and I had planned to do a whole lot of cooking. And back in the day, I used to just have a glass of wine and do my cooking. I haven't drank wine for a while, and I don't know whether it's just perimenopause, menopause, life in general, I've just steered away from alcohol. It just does not serve me. I had one glass of wine last night and the world literally spun. I had to sit down and I ate so I could ground because I was like, oh my God, it was like I drank a whole bottle. It was ridiculous. One glass. And I was like, that was it. I just was like, I cannot drink alcohol anymore. My point being, that new moon that exposed some sort of reality for you. All right, the new moon was in my first house of the physical body, so I had one Neptunian indulgence and my physical body went no more. That was the seed moment for me. So my point to that little story was, did you have an experience yesterday in a certain area of life? Like, where is that where was that 28 degrees of Pisces for you? And did you find that was a very specific seed moment in going, I can't do that anymore, or that is the way I need to be going? Over to you. Now I will say hello to everyone here. Good morning, Karen. How are you? Good morning, Helen. You said shit show and then you did. Yay. Happy Astrology New Year's Eve. Bring on Aries season. Oh my God, isn't that just Christy? I can't wait. Good morning, DG. Good morning, Robin. How are you? Yes, happy Friday. Jessica, hello, beautiful. Mwah. How are you, baby? Good morning, Elizabeth. Thank you. Thank you so much. We were talking in astrology class last night about waiting till Mars gets out of Pisces to get motivation to move forward again. I completely agree, Karen. However, there is so much Aries energy. And yes, Mars is in Pisces and we're waiting till then, but do you feel like it's this internal conviction? You know what I mean? Like, well, you've got to work yourself up. You've got to psych yourself up to do things. You've got to find that meaning. You've got to find the reason for why you want to do things. So I think, if you can't be bucked, then you don't have that internal drive. So I think maybe in what I'm looking at it like, is Mars is still poking that internal drive system or the reason. You know how at Christmas they're like the reason for the season. I think Mars is like really Neptune in Aries. What are you willing to fight for? So we've still got, I agree, the motivation to move again, but I think this is going to be poking you internally, going, why? Why do you want to move? You know, I just got that analogy and I don't quite know why at the moment. But like when they say the the breeze from a butterfly's wings in blah blah can cause a storm in blah blah. That those small little movements that have got cascading effects to that eventual outcome. So yes, yes and no. I think because we are so turned switched on that we all have that ability to see beyond the slackness. Does that make sense? I don't know, but I completely agree that although I'm like sun in Aries tomorrow, yeah, even. All right, okay, I'm still drowning in it, Karen. I'm still drowning in it. Oh, that's good, Jessica. I'm so happy that you're good. All right, let's do a card. And you know what? Tomorrow morning, I am not working until 3 p.m. tomorrow. So I am going to do a Saturday. I'm going to do a Saturday with some cards and just do a chill. Because I haven't actually done the words for tomorrow yet, guys. Let's see, page is empty. So I'm going to sit down later and do a focus mate session and do the following week. So I can get back into the swing of things. Because even look at that. Like I've been so consistent and I am consistent daily, but I'm still like, oh, what's going to happen tomorrow with you? All right. So what card is going to be perfect for today? My brain is saying 2 cards. All right, I'm going to pull this one and not look at it. And then I'm going to pull this one. And it's a new way to do things. Look at that. See, you go with You go with what your brain tells you to do. All right, the first card was, oh, the devil. The devil in a black dress watches over. My guardian angel's flown away. All right, so we've got, I like this. Okay, so we've got the Ace of Swords and the devil. All right, so look at us. All right, we are at this 29th degrees, and there is Neptune going, can I entice you? Can I entice you? All right, so we're still at that, maybe stuck in our heads a little bit. But we have better ideas. All right, so again, this really does sit well with the whole finding your inner conviction, the Ace of Swords, brilliant new ideas. And but look at the effort required. All right, so look at that stairwell. That looks like a hectic lighthouse. That takes effort to get up there and find that inspiration or that beam of light. I was actually listening to a podcast yesterday about, I think it was like 1900s, and three lighthouse keepers went missing on Christmas Day in the Hebrides, and it's been a mystery the whole time. Um, it's just interesting that I got that lighthouse analogy. Anyway, so are you being enticed into things? Um, I don't know. What is there more about the devil? Because if you go into the whole Lucifer story, I've been hearing this Lucifer and the fallen angels story recently, and been having a little bit of a conversation about it. If God is the God of love, why does he kill so many people and allow so many wars to happen? And it seems like Lucifer, Morning Star, was always the one that was doing the good things, just like, oh my God, I'm thinking of the god that gave us fire. I cannot remember. Who was the one that gave us fire? Norse, Roman. Anyway, I can't think of it right now. Anyway, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's these fallen gods here that actually did the good stuff, while the guys that were supposed to be the good ones did all the awful stuff. So I think that might be a little bit relevant. I suppose that might be looking at the perspective change a little bit. All right. And then again, there is effort required to reach that inspired thought and action, but you have to go within. Yeah, there you go. That just really, really did confirm my whole little chatter. So, what are you going to do today? All right. So, spend this last day. Yes, I know it's still a new moon, but again, that new moon is so small right now. The seed has cracked and said, "Yes, I agree to be mightier than I am." But we've got that initial phase of growth, just like an infant. It still can't do much until it gets the ability to, control its own body parts, control its own narrative. So, today, just still sit in that space. All right, so tomorrow morning the sun is going to move at 1:46 a.m. All right, so by the time you guys wake up, the sun will be in Aries. Yay! And actually, by the time you wake up, potentially Mercury could also be direct. It goes direct at 6:33 a.m. So yeah, we've still got this. Don't expect too much to happen today, place. I think it's all going to be that, what you're doing with the potential of your thoughts is way more important today. So that's pretty much me, guys. I will see you tomorrow morning at 8:30. Now, the moon is conjunct Chiron at 9 tomorrow, so that's actually quite nice. We might be able to sit down and have a look at it the weekend, which actually Sunday looks really nice too. There's lots of sextiles. And the sun is conjunct Neptune on Sunday. So still in this watery realm, just a little bit steamier. All right, guys. Mwah, mwah. See you tomorrow morning.